Careful not to get a back rub in Week 13. It's the waiver wire show, and Deshaun Watson's back. It's time for garbage time.
Welcome into Garbage Time Fantasy Football. I am your host, Ron Seymour, joined today by Joe and Ryan. How are we doing, boys?
It's a creepy waiver show. Let's do it.
Creepy waiver show. Talking about back rubs and weirdness. All right.
Not getting into
Remember, we're not getting into it. All right. We got the week. What are we? Week 13, right?
We are.
Week 13 waiver show. Jeepers. Here we go.
Playoffs.
All right. And if you like what you hear, remember we are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else that you can hear podcasts. We are everywhere. We are on YouTube. We are on Twitch. We are on Twitter. When we go live, that's where we be. So make sure you check us out.
Where we are.
Where we are. All right. We also have a contest going for this Miles Sanders signed Miles Sanders card. To be entered to win this card, you have to go over to our Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. You have to like and subscribe here on YouTube. And you have to comment that you are part of the Heckling Fandom. And at the end of the fantasy season, we'll put those names into one of my dirty hats and pick a name. And maybe it'll be you.
Sorry,
but it won't be you.
Though.
You don't get the hat. No, you don't want it. It won't be you if you don't enter the contest. So make sure you enter the contest.
Absolutely.
All right. We got all of this stuff, and I did not set up the waiver button.
I did for you. Here it is. Some of us come prepared to these shows.
And there's no new news for this Tuesday show that we're doing. It's weird that all the news nothing happened on this Tuesday show.
Especially because we're going to be playing this at 6 a.m, so there won't be any news.
Right, yeah. We're not recording this on Monday night right after our other show. We wouldn't do that. All right, let's get right into the waivers here. We'll start with the quarterbacks. And the biggest name on the list is Deshaun Watson.
The one that got that creepy back rub comment.
Coming in, week 13, he's done being suspended. Is he an instant play, first week back against Houston?
I wanted to say no, but then I noticed it was against the Texans, and I'm like, yeah, maybe.
It's hard. And how hard do you go after him if he is still on the waiver wire? I think a lot of, the more savvy players probably already have him picked up, but if he's still out there, how hard do you go after?
Well, that depends on how much you need a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, if you got Russell Wilson starting, then, dude.
Deshaun Watson sounds like a great option.
Go hard.
Yeah, I agree. I think you can go after him pretty hard. Even if you don't need a QB, you don't want anyone else getting him.
Ron, what's the quarterback floor? So you're out of your top 12. Where are you really targeting him? Like how far down the quarterback list do you have to be before you're really going for him hard? If you have a starting QB,
is this super flats or just QB1?
QB1.
QB1. I mean, obviously you're fine with Mahomes. You're fine with Allen. You're probably fine with Fields. But if he's not healthy, then you might need him. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Deshaun Watson finishes within the top 8 for the rest of the season. Obviously, he won't get up there for full season because he's only playing like 5 games or whatnot. But yeah, rest of the season, he's probably top 8.
I was gonna say if you're in that bottom section of like the top 10 or outside the top 10, then I would go get him.
Yeah, I kind of don't think he falls in the top 12 this week. I said on our show yesterday, I think they're going to be predominantly using the running game against the Texans. They're going to shove it down his throat, but Ryan and you both think that they're going to go airmail in this game and make it a point that the Browns are going to bring out their new perceived prize and want to show him off.
I want them to because he'd be perfect against his old team.
My thing is, it's the Texans, so even if he only completes like 18 passes, he could still probably put up 280 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, it's the Texans.
True.
Do it.
All right, let's move on away from him. We got Mike White.
Give him his real name.
Mike fucking White. That's the only way I'm saying it.
Yeah,
Mike fucking White.
You got to own that name.
Here's my only issue with Mike White. Do they continuously bench Zach Wilson? They should. We all agree that they should.
The locker room would have a riot, I think. Like that wide receiver room would lose their minds, I think, if you brought
They may burn down the stadium if they bring Zach Wilson back.
Right?
In.
Like I feel like the team morale would just like because those wide receivers are feeling good right now.
But man, there was a concerning comment from Robert Saleh today saying that he would like to get Zach Wilson back in at some point this season, though. I don't know if that's just coach talk, but like, how do you bring him back if you saw kind of a game from Mike White?
I don't think Mike fucking White has a very long leash. If he goes out there and in the first half throws 2 interceptions and he's looking like shit, they're gonna bring Zach Wilson back in.
I don't know. I think they'll go right to Flacco. He wasn't even dressed this week.
I don't know. Like if he's dressed, maybe, but I wouldn't be shocked if Mike fucking White comes out and is just not doing it. Like he's not looking like he, sometimes does.
Well,
it wouldn't shock me if they just pull him and put Wilson in.
Well, and I mentioned it yesterday. This Vikings defense gave up 380 yards to Matt Jones. So it's very possible that Mike White is able to perform very well against them.
That's not his name, Ryan.
That's not his name, Ryan. Get it right. Say it, Ryan.
Say it, Ryan.
So, really, are they trying to get into the playoffs now, or they just want Zach Wilson to feel better?
Ryan, you have to say the name right.
This is why no one listens to this show.
All right, we've already talked about the basement then for Mike White, which is a short leash, according to Ron's opinion. What's the ceiling for him? We saw a good game from him this week. I'm one of the top QBs. So what's your ceiling in your opinion on it, boys?
Safe ceiling?
Yes.
Like what you can expect?
Yes.
QB 15 area.
That feels good.
Like that's a safe ceiling. But the floor is like QB 42.
The bench.
Yeah. Like it's literally he goes out, looks awful for a quarter and a half and throws 4 interceptions and you literally get like negative 8 points from him. Like
in a super flex league, great in 2 QB. To start, don't think I would start him. He's a streamable option, I think. This week, not against the Bills, but Jacksonville and the Lions, if he's still the starter by that point, phenomenal man.
Here's how I'm playing Mike fucking White. I'm leaving him as a bomb on the waiver wire. I'm going to let someone else pick him up.
Like a Jets fan?
And yeah, I'm going to let someone else pick him up and play him because I think he's a bomb. He might have a good week. He might destroy your week. He could very well lose you your fantasy football week. All right, moving on. Trevor Lawrence. We got him. He's been playing really well this year.
Yep.
QB1 against the Lions. Lock it in.
Who is he playing against?
The Lions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's definitely a start this week. And I think he's a solid QB2 for the rest of the year.
Yep.
Is he the number 2 quarterback on this week on the waivers?
According to the list, no. I think he's probably number 1, especially because of the matchup he has.
Over Deshaun Watson, even in the long term?
Not the long term. I think Deshaun Watson's better. But if you need someone, if you have Kyler Murray and your quarterback's on a bye this week, Trevor Lawrence is a perfectly fine pickup and play this week against a very good matchup.
Very much agreed. And I would agree that if you need to win this week, Trevor Lawrence is the guy you want to pick up as opposed to Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
Next guy on the list, Marcus Mariota against Pittsburgh. Joe made up this list. I would never put Marcus Mariota on a waiver show. Joe only tries to push this narrative because he traded Keenan Allen away for Marcus Mariota.
And he's been playing great.
He had 3 points that 1 week.
Oh, that 1 week, like 8 or 9 weeks ago?
He's QB 10 on the
So eat shit, Ron.
That's horrible.
QB
You
10.
should not.
Yeah,
Well, again,
worked out in my favor, didn't it? So last time I checked, streamable.
Pittsburgh's defense
Kyler
is
Murray
not
has 12 more points.
stream against.
What's that, Ryan?
So,
Kyler Murray only has 12 more points than Marcus Mariota on the season.
yeah, but Kyler Murray's been way more consistent.
Fair.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah, but Pittsburgh is not the team you want to stream a quarterback like him against.
Okay. And Ron, it's not a narrative that I want you to play this week. You notice the question mark next to it, hence the notes.
Fuck your notes. Jared Goff against Jacksonville.
This feels like a good option.
QB2. Super flats.
Yeah. I think with QB1 upside, I think against Jacksonville, their defense hasn't looked great. It's not horrible. And I mean, Detroit's offense has been looking much better. I mean, damn, they almost beat the Bills. So I'm pretty well in on the Detroit offense right now. And with an okay matchup against Jacksonville, I think Jared Goff should have a very fine day. So
Sure.
definitely QB2 with QB1 upside.
Okay.
So out of these guys, Deshaun Watson, Mike fucking White, Trevor Lawrence, Marcus Mariota, and Jared Goff, how are we ordering them?
Lawrence,
Yep.
Watson,
Yep.
Goff.
Goff, Mariota, White.
No, I would go Mike fucking White over Mariota.
I just think Mariota, he's going to start the rest of the season.
That's a good point. But matchup this week is better.
Yes. Agreed.
All right, let's move into the running backs. We got JaMycal Hasty with the injury to Travis Etienne.
The tasty.
Etienne's going to be bad.
Yeah, I think Etienne's going to be back. I don't know if I want to pick up. If you have Etienne, pick him up.
Yep.
You have Etienne, pick up JaMycal Hasty.
The
Other
running
than
back
that,
position feels weak this week.
yeah. Cam Akers or Kyron Williams for the Rams.
God, no.
Neither.
Please,
No.
Option
I'm
C.
going to stay away. Yeah. Gus Edwards. Yes, he had 16 carries. Probably not. He's pretty heavily rostered. But if he is out there, you need him on your team. Just watch because J.K. Dobbins will probably come back and vulture some carries.
Also true.
Brian Robinson. This is the same thing kind of with Gus Edwards. He's probably mostly rostered. But he had a couple down weeks. See if someone dropped him. See if he's out there. But he's very game script dependent.
Yep. So
However, they are playing the Giants this week. The Giants are missing a lot of defensive pieces right now. And they can be ran on. So he should have a decent game this week against the Giants. Unfortunately. All right. And then we just want to throw out there, we're getting close to the fantasy football playoffs. You want to secure high-end handcuffs.
Yes, you do.
Jalen Warren, Deion Jackson for the Colts. I'm trying to think of some more.
Alexander Madison.
Alexander Madison, if, he's not. There's no way Tony Pollard is out there. He's like running back 8 on the year or something like that right now.
He's actually a fantasy relevant running back, so he's not a cup anymore.
Yeah. So just go, high end, especially the high end running back handcuffs. Get them onto your roster and hope that you don't need them.
Agreed.
Michael Carter missed time. Do we like Zonovan Knight?
I do. I like Zonovan Knight this week. I think he's going to get some more work. He really kind of showed out in that game. And Mike fucking White likes him.
Yeah, I do see James Robinson. He'll won't be a healthy scratch this week with Michael Carter probably missing time.
I think he's someone that you can cut and add one of these guys potentially. I don't think Robinson's going to do anything the rest of the season. I don't.
My only issue is Zonovan Knight looked good, but it's one game. You don't want to get burned by these one game guys that go out there, look good, and then they just don't use them again the next week because they have someone else.
Right. So are you worried about Ty Johnson potentially taking work away from him if Carter is out for an extended period of time too?
Ty Johnson and James Robinson, they might just come in, and if someone is looking good, they might just continue giving them the ball. So it's one of those things where get him on your team just in case Michael Carter misses more time, and he actually is, the number one. So he's definitely a pickup on the waiver wire. Do not start him this week.
All right, Ron, since the waiver wire for the running back is so light this week, can I just rapid fire some names to you and tell me if you have interest in them?
Yep.
James Cook.
No.
Chuba Hubbard.
No.
Jared McKinnon.
Is that for the Chiefs?
Yes.
No.
Jordan Mason.
I don't even know who that is.
Kenneth Gainwell.
I think he falls into the handcuff category.
I agree with that 100%.
Because if Miles Sanders goes down. I don't know about Joshua Kelly because we've been seeing the rookie get some more work. What's his name? Isaiah Spiller. We've been seeing him get some more work. I don't know who it would be if Austin Eckler went down.
Ronald Jones.
No.
And Tyler Algier.
I'm going to go with no. There's too many mouths.
It is a barren wasteland for running backs this week.
Yeah. Well, let's get into some wide receivers. We have quite a few here to talk about. First one, Isaiah McKenzie. Saw more work this week. Unfortunately, Isaiah McKenzie's very boom bust. Got to have him on your team because he plays for the Buffalo Bills. But it's one of those guys where you're not going to know when to start him. Last week, he goosed. This week, he went off for, 20-something points in fantasy.
Yeah, 96 yards with a touchdown off of 6 receptions.
Right. So you got to have him on your team. There's worse flex plays than Isaiah McKenzie, but just know that very boomer bust. Elijah Moore got in the end zone week 12.
He's very interesting. Mike White liked him last year, and he looks like he's working his way back into the offense. He's happy in the slot. He got in the end zone. I think he could be a piece of this offense. I find him intriguing. It's been a bad year for him, though. I don't know if he's top of this list, but he's talented.
My problem is not with Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore is very talented and a very good wide receiver. My problem is with
Garrett Wilson.
No. Well, yes, a little, but not even that. Is Mike White going to stay the quarterback? Like we, said earlier, he could very well go out, start bad, get benched for Zach Wilson.
And Corey Davis is back.
Very scary. Most of the wide receivers on this list are just scary. Like DeAndre Carter plays for the Chargers. Very scary because not only is Josh Palmer there, Keenan Allen there, but Mike Williams is going to come back sometime, and it's going to push DeAndre Carter to number 4 on the depth chart. And I don't know if he's worth the roster spot.
Fair enough.
If you're hurting for this week, there's worse starts. Mack Hollins got a touchdown again. He's kind of weird because in the beginning of the year when Renfrow was out and Waller was out, Mack Hollins was just on a tear. He was back to back to back great weeks.
I know you said you ain't going for the dance with him, but I think I would fall on this trap again. think Mack Hollins is worth potential pickup this week.
Ryan, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd give him flex consideration.
All right. Van Jefferson.
No.
We've talked about this.
He had a touchdown last week. He's the wide receiver 1 right now.
Hilarious.
He has stayed the course, and now he has moved all the way up to wide receiver 1. Maybe threw out a few banana peels for people to slip on, or
like Cooper Cup.
holes in the field. But now he is the wide receiver 1. They got to throw the ball to somebody.
Just avoid this wide receiving core.
I'd do it. Put Van Jefferson in my flats.
Donovan Peoples-Jones is on this list, even though there's no.
Wait, why?
Okay, the thing is, he's rostered everywhere.
Just check.
I mean, yeah, check, but he's not going to be there.
Talked about him for like 4 weeks straight, I think.
Yeah.
If you didn't get him now, he's probably gone.
DJ Chark for the Lions.
Revenge game.
This is probably my top wide receiver pickup for the week. He looked good before he got injured, and he's looked good since he came back. They got rid of TJ Hockenson via trade. So I think he's a very good play. Definitely one of the better flex options. I'd rather start him in the flex over any of these other wide receivers on this list.
Yeah, had 5 targets. I mean, only brought in 2 of them, but still had a decent number of targets. So
fair enough. Rotoballer has a list of wide receivers. We already mentioned Corey Davis too. He's on this list, but I don't think he's really worth a waiver ad yet. Rotoballer has a few wide receivers that we don't have listed. Just as a reminder, guys, obviously look to see if Treylon Burks is still out there. There's no reason he should be on your waivers, but look, Donovan Peoples-Jones, that we already mentioned. Darius Slayton may potentially still be out there because there's a lot of people that didn't believe in him. So that's one to pay attention to. It may still be out there. What are you guys' thoughts on Michael Gallup? No,
I don't know.
I don't feel good about it.
You got to have, if he's out there, you got to pick him up.
What about Paris Campbell?
I'm pretty sure he has a goose egg right now.
So no.
So Matt Ryan.
I'm so tired of Paris
You
Campbell.
mean last night, Ryan?
Yeah, goose egg last night as of 9:39 p.m.
At 9:39 p.m. last night, he had a goose egg.
Yes.
Oddly specific.
What about Nico Collins?
No.
Mm-mm.
A reminder from Rotoballer, sorry. See if Zay Jones is out there. I don't think he's going to be on any rosters. And
Definitely.
what about Jameson Williams?
Has there been any indication of when he's coming back yet? He's still on the pup list.
Nope.
But no.
Not worth an IR spot?
If you have IR spots, then he's probably already on an IR spot somewhere.
Fair enough.
I mean, check. If you have IR spots, then yeah, put him on your IR. But
would you rather have him going into playoffs as your last playoff spot, or would you rather have a second defense?
Are you talking like you can't pick up defenses?
If there's no IR in your fantasy league, which there are some, and you have to decide on picking up potentially a second defense that you're going to want to play in a few weeks for the playoffs, or bringing in Jameson, what would you rather have for your last playoff spot?
If I'm bringing in a defense because they have a good playoff matchup, then I'd rather do that.
Okay.
Because Jameson Williams, we don't know when he's coming back. He's a rookie that's never played with the offense.
True.
And who knows when he's going to get integrated into this offense. At this point now, Jameson Williams is almost not worth being on a team.
All right.
Anyone else on that list?
Nope.
All right. Tight ends.
The island.
Foster Moreau. He's a definite ad.
Yeah.
He's probably owned in most leagues, but go check, because if he's not, He's probably number 3rd in this offense as far as targets go, behind Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs. Josh Oliver, I don't know who that is.
He's the one that scored for the Ravens.
I mean,
For the Ravens?
Yeah.
No, you don't pick him up. Stop it.
well, Isaiah likely is injured, so if he's still injured going forward,
This is Mark Andrews is still there.
take a gander. I don't know.
Take a
Let's
look.
stick a goose in your gander. This type of shit that doesn't need to be on the list. Gerald Everett plays for the Chargers.
It's like a low end tight end one.
Yeah, especially going up against the Raiders this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hayden Hurst against the Chiefs.
Yes, please.
I don't know. Jamar Chase.
I think he's a good ad.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jamar Chase is coming back. Like that worries me. But touchdown upside is there.
Give me Hayden Hurst. That the Chiefs score a lot. They're gonna have to throw the ball. It's gonna be a high scoring game. Hayden Hurst could have a good week.
All right. Evan Ingram against Detroit. Again,
Hell
he's
yeah.
one of those guys who knows if he'll actually be on the waiver wire, but go check.
What about Dan Arnold?
No,
What's he doing?
nothing. Riding pine. Soon to be unemployed.
This has-
Logan Thomas against the Giants.
no.
I'm gonna say no.
It's been double digits 2 times this year. That's it.
Greg Dulcich may be out there too. Thoughts?
Wait, who throws him the quarterback or who throws him the ball?
Russell Wilson.
No.
I thought okay, no, I don't have anything to do it. All right. That's it. Who's your number 1 tight end pickup?
Who on the week?
Foster.
Foster Moreau's for me.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah. All right, and some defenses that might be
Tickle
good
your
pickups.
fancy.
That might tickle your fancy. That you might dabble in. All right. Vikings against the Jets for obvious reasons. They're starting Mike White most likely, and if not, I mean, then they'll go to Zach Wilson, which I don't know which is better.
It'll be Joe Flacco.
Browns against Houston.
Yes.
Because
Oh, absolutely. You have to.
Packers against the Bears.
If Fields is out.
I guessn't the Bears.
I don't think it matters whether he's in or out because I wrote this quick. No, I absolutely love the matchup this week, regardless of whether Fields plays or not. I think they're going to try to protect him. His wide receiving core is completely depleted. They're going to just stack the box against him. I think the Packers are a great play this week against the Bears, regardless of who's playing quarterback.
All right.
All right. Chargers against the Raiders.
Hell yeah.
What Josh Jacobs
Falcons.
did.
Yeah. Josh Jacobs against, the worst run D in the league. Yeah, I don't know.
So hell no.
Hell
Yeah.
no.
No.
Falcons against the Steelers. Also no for me. Steelers, not great, but they've been okay. Steelers against the Falcons. I like that one better.
Any other ones that aren't on this list that you guys would like to add?
Commanders against the Giants.
Really?
Ron, are you calling your own upset this week? Commanders to beat the Giants?
I wouldn't call it an upset.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Look, I'm not like you, Joe. I'm not going to take one win against like the Bears and just think my team is just the best team ever.
What about the Seahawks?
When did I ever claim that?
This is a great bounce back win for the Jets.
Get right win.
Same thing.
Back to the pod. What about the Seahawks defense against the Rams, who now have nobody?
That's an excellent start.
I do like that. Yeah.
So who's your guys' top defenses in the week then? That's an excellent one, Ryan, actually.
The Seahawks, actually. Yeah.
Give me the Browns against Houston. I mean, how do you not start anyone against Houston? Anyone's streamable against Houston. That's a number one streamer on the week.
Also true.
Also true. I'm not even looking at defenses right now.
What are you looking at, Ron Seymour?
I was putting the fact that we all picked the Eagles to win last night.
Did you have a thought, or are you just having a dramatic pause?
I'm looking at the defenses now.
Pause and wait, heckling fandom. There's a great thought coming.
The Cowboys against the Colts.
That might be a good one.
I don't know why you say that at halftime.
But to be
On
fair, the
Monday
Cowboys aren't really streamable. Everyone's picked up the Cowboys.
At halftime on Monday night, Matt Ryan had 5 completions for 36 yards and an interception for a QBR of 14 points.
Yeah, I can't believe how the rest of that game went. Wild, right?
I know. Crazy. Talk about it later.
So bad. Just so effing
Yeah,
bad.
we got to get out of here. We don't have time to talk about the second half of the game now.
Yeah. No.
So,
God.
well, it's too bad.
Ron, where can you find this show?
Right here on YouTube, always and forever. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else podcasts are listened to. We are on YouTube and Twitter and Twitch, all at some variation of Garbage Time Fantasy Football FF. There's some of them have an underscore. I don't know. Go to our website, www.garbagetimeff.com. You could see everywhere we're listened to. And also go over there and leave us voicemails and ask us questions, because that's fun.
We like those.
We like those. And remember, go over to Apple Podcasts and leave podcasts and leave a 5-star review, and then like us on YouTube and subscribe. And you can win this signed Miles Sanders card. I'm done. Are you done?
Good job, Ron.
Done.
I do what I can. I'm out. Everyone have a great day.
Mike fucking White.
Because this is morning time. Mike fucking White. All right. I'm done with that. Good night, boys.